All right, folks, I got 2 words for you. Chill out. Oh, there's a bug in my water. That's great. Whatever, nutrients. Well, how's it going, folks? And welcome back to another episode of TRF. Today's episode is another dock talk, where I usually sit on a dock and I talk. Today I'm not in a dock. It's cold outside, and so I'm in my backyard. I didn't feel like driving to a dock to film this thing, but it's a very important topic, a very timely topic, and that's why I wanted to make it happen today. And that is about the new FLW Major League Fishing merger, buyout, whatever the heck you want to call it. It happened. It's here. The details, most of them, are out. And I'm going to detail as best as I can exactly what has happened in the world of professional bass fishing. So if you guys are new here, please subscribe to the channel. Again, the comment section in these videos is always open for discussion. I make these videos to hear your opinions, and I make these videos to share mine. And so if you guys have any opinions on this topic, make sure you guys are dropping them in the comment section below and having good, constructive, conversation with those around you, and that's what the comment section is for. And so let's jump into it. So if you guys are unaware of the world of professional bass fishing and the shakeup that happened a little over a year ago, Major League Fishing, the 8 or 9 year old TV show, tournament trail kind of thing, created their own professional tournament trail called the Bass Pro Tour. They stole a bunch of pros. I guess stole might not be the best word. They offered incentives to a bunch of pros from the best tours in the world to come join the Bass Pro Tour. It's raining. Great. And so a ton of pros from the Bassmaster Elite Series left, and a ton of the pros from FLW Pro Circuit left to join Major League Fishing's Bass Pro Tour. And so one of the biggest complaints with the Bass Pro Tour this past year was that because they hand-selected anglers for this new, amazing no-entry fee tour, that there was no way for your average Joe to make his way up to the highest ranks. There was no feeder system. And so the rumors for a long time was that FLW was going to be bought by Major League Fishing to create their own feeder trail, because it takes a long time for Major League Fishing to try to build their own, so why not just buy FLW, a tournament organization that, a lot of you guys might not know this, has been struggling lately. They've been losing a lot of money every year, and so the buyout was actually really helpful for the owners and the investors of FLW. And so, as always with these videos, I'm going to hold off my opinion until the end of the video. So I would really encourage you guys to stay throughout the entire part of the video where I'm talking about the facts. If you guys want to dip as soon as I start talking about my opinion, you are more than welcome to, but I feel like my opinion holds some value because I am very, very connected in the fishing industry. And so I think I have a lot of information that a lot of you guys may not understand and you may not hear on social media. So, oh, it's raining. Come on, man. All right, you know what, folks? We're going to come back in like 2 seconds after it stops raining. Oh, well, now my butt's going to be wet. Okay, so it has stopped raining. We're going to continue with this video. I'm just going to push through the rain if it comes. So this article comes straight from bassfan.com. I'll have it linked below if you guys want to read all the words verbatim. I'll probably do a little bit of summarizing here to save some time. But these are the facts. These are not my opinions. My opinions will come later. So this buyout or merger, whatever you want to call it, I'm going to call it a merger from here on out, between the Bass Pro Tour and FLW, has been in the works for about a year. The inventor of FLW was Irwin Jacobs back in, I believe it was the late 1990s, as it rose up to be a competitor to Bassmaster. And so because of the success of FLW over the past 2 decades and how much of a feeder system they have built for their tour, from the youth, the high school, the BFLs, the Costas, and of course the FLW Tour, it makes perfect sense for the Major League Fishing to want to merge with a system like that. So what are the changes that are going to happen? There are, I think, 150 pros on the FLW Tour. What's going to happen? Are they going to become, second tier pros? Are they going to be semi-pros? What's going to happen? So I'm going to read verbatim out of this, that way I don't mess anything up, is that the acquisition will trigger significant changes for the 2020 FLW Tour, which will be rebranded as the FLW Pro Circuit and will slot in beneath the Bass Pro Tour. So technically they are becoming, they're still going to be pros, but they're not the Bass Pro Tour, they're just underneath that. The season will, instead of having 5 or 6 tournaments, I forgot what FLW has, it will have 7 regular season events and 1 Angler of the Year championship, eliminating the Forest Wood Cup. That will no longer be a thing. Then with the new FLW Pro Circuit, they will be 6-day events. And those 6 days will consist of a mixture between a traditional 5-fish format and your Major League Fishing Bass Pro Tour format, the every fish counts over 1 pound format. And so the first 2 days, all 150 anglers will fish a 5-fish limit format. Then it will cut, I believe, to 40. And day 3 will cut from 150 to a top 40. Day 4 and 5 will be knockout rounds. So it'll be 20 and 20, and then those 20 will cut to a top 10 for the final and 6th day, and you will have a break in between either the 3rd and the 4th, or the 4th and the 5th day, depending on which group you are in. So you're not fishing for 6 days in a row, you're fishing for 5 out of 6 days. And the practice days are cut from 3 practice days down to only 2. Now the new payouts, the top 50 of the FLW Pro Circuit will receive a check for at least $10,000, and the next 25 will collect $5,000. So they're paying out the top 75, or the top half of the field. Of course, the entry fees and the payouts have not been announced yet, but I assume, based on the rest of these entry fees, that they're probably going to be lowered. So with this new merger and this new FLW Pro Circuit, they're calling it, Boyd Duckett has said, and I quote, "The media coverage we have planned will be greater than they've ever experienced by multiples, and they'll have the opportunity to move into the Bass Pro Tour, which is a high-paying, no-entry fee format." So this is their way of saying, hey, you know, we know this is a new tour, we know you are underneath the Bass Pro Tour, but you're gonna get more media exposure than ever, and you're gonna have the opportunity to move into the Bass Pro Tour, the thing that you guys have asked for. So they're giving them what they want. Now I guarantee that most of you guys watching this video are not FLW Tour pros, and so you guys are wondering, how does this affect me as a Costa angler, as a BFL angler, a weekend, a co-angler? How does the FLW ecosystem that I already fish in and I'm involved in, how does that change with this affect me? And what they said is that the MLF format, the every catch counts, will eventually be offered to the lower level trails, but right now they're going to keep it at 5 fish limit. And so the Costas will expand from 5 geographical divisions to 8, and they're also calling that the series now, not calling it the Costas. And the entry fees are actually lowered to $1,700 for a series boater, which is a $200 reduction, and $550 for a series co-angler, a $100 reduction. Then the BFL fees are only going to be $200 and $100 respectively. So they're lowering the entry fees for your average working class person trying to get involved in tournament fishing. And as of right now, it seems that high school and college, which are the 2 levels below BFLs in terms of hierarchy, are unchanged. It seems like right now they're still going to be 5 fish limit format. We don't know exactly what the number of those events are. I don't know if they're going to move to an overall countrywide opens type format like Bassmaster did with college. I don't know the answers to those questions. And one huge question that college anglers are asking is, well, now that the Forest Wood Cup is not going to exist, for us college anglers fishing the college championship that I qualified for in February, what are we competing for? Besides, of course, winning a championship, if there's no berth for the winners into the Forest Wood Cup, what are we berthed into? What's the purpose of going to the championship? And so I will be updating you guys as soon as I can in my videos, probably a doc talk in the next few months as more events about this merger come out. But really, we're all asking the same questions. And so that is all the information we have. The article continues to go on into details about kind of how it happened, about the Jacobs family and about FLW as an organization and why everybody is so excited about this. But I'm going to talk about my opinion now. And you guys can feel free to click on this video if you want. But like I mentioned, I have a lot of connections in this industry, and I have a lot of, you could call it the scoop or the skinny, about what has happened and what has gone on around the industry. And I'm going to keep this as unbiased as possible, just purely based on the sponsors that I have and such. But I will let you guys know exactly how I feel about this. So people ask me, how do you feel, Tyler, about the Bass Pro Tour merging with FLW Tour? And to be honest, I feel great about it. And I may get a few dislikes for saying that, but I'm somebody that loves the sport of bass fishing. But I'm not somebody that is incredibly tied to one certain way that the sport is done. I'm not saying that everything MLF has done is perfect. Some of the ways they've gone about the marketing has not been great for the fans, but also some of the way that I know Bassmaster and other tour anglers have been treated by their tours over the past decades has not been great either. So some change needed to happen. Something needed to happen that changed the industry. And I see so many comments on social media about people saying, oh, the fish are too small, oh, the format's too confusing, oh, this, moaning, complaining. I'm not a type of person that moans and complains. And you could say in a roundabout way, I'm moaning and complaining right now about the people moaning and complaining. But I just don't see the reason for all this hubbub around the industry. I don't see the reason for anybody on Facebook getting on there and ranting about, oh man, this is going to change tournament fishing forever in the worst way. My kids are never going to experience tournament fishing. I have seen comments like that before. And a Major League Fishing pro, Zach Burge, went on a Facebook rant yesterday. And I'm not going to quote it because I had a lot of vulgarity to it. But he was basically saying, why can't we all just be happy? Why can't we all be happy that pro fishing exists, that we're all fishing, that the pros are fishing for a living, that they're having a blast doing it, and that people are able to watch fish get caught? And that's kind of my opinion. I don't see the reason for all this crazy negativity towards Major League Fishing. Would I rather see 5 fish held up on stage? Personally, yes, I would rather see that. But I'm not going to sit on my hands and say, boo-hoo, I wish things were the way they used to be. I'm just not going to do that, because I'm confident that Boyd Duckett, as a businessman, and the other people that are surrounding him at Major League Fishing are smart. And they're going to change things year after year. And we might see some things right now with this merger and with the Bass Pro Tour that we don't like as fans. But then next year they're going to say, okay, that didn't work, let's change that. I don't think Boyd Duckett is a dumb businessman. I know he has sold businesses for hundreds of millions of dollars. He knows how to run a business, and he probably knows how to run this well. It just takes a while to figure this out. So why can't we as fans just literally take a pill, let's call it a chill pill, and swallow it, and just let everything happen? Okay, that's my thought. And I usually don't like to get political on the channel because it's probably bad for YouTube's algorithm, but I feel like this comparison has some validity to it. And if it doesn't, I'm 22, what do I know? But I feel like there's all the things going around right now about climate change. And people are saying, oh man, the earth is warming so much that we have 12 years till the earth is completely done and there's nothing we can do about it, and our kids are never going to have the life that we dream they have. But of course that is preposterous. The earth is not going to end in 12 years. And I feel like that exact same sentiment, and repackaged in a different way, is what we're seeing on social media in terms of this Bass Pro Tour stuff. That there's people on Facebook saying, oh man, Boyd Duckett is messing up fishing forever. We're never going to be able to fish tournaments again. I'm losing my love for the sport. And nothing's ever going to be the same. I feel like those are two very, very similar arguments. Nothing's going to change. Will some pros have to move tours? Will some sponsors have to readjust some money? Much like with the global warming stuff. If the earth gets warmer and the oceans rise, are some people going to have to move away from the coastlines and abandon their beach houses? Probably. So that comparison could be incredibly dumb, but that's what came to my mind first. And the glory of YouTube is that I get to tell you guys my opinion. But of course, some of you guys are going to disagree. And some of you guys are going to moan and complain about certain things. And my advice to that would be, don't moan and complain. Because you're not on the Bass Pro Tour and you're not on the FLW circuit, unless you're watching this and you are. And so your life is not really affected by this. Maybe your perceptions of bass fishing as a fan are, but I would say it is much better, and the mindset that I'm trying to take is bass fishing is going to change, but I'm confident that it will change for the better. I think this will push Bassmaster to be even better than it was before, and I think this will push Bass Pro Tour to be even better than it was this year, and I'm just confident overall. I'm happy that bass fishing exists. I'm happy that people can pursue their love for the sport in a competitive way. And change is inevitable sometimes. And of course, people are always going to complain with change, but I don't think change is always a bad thing. It may seem bad at first, but I don't think it is always a bad thing. So that is all that I have for you guys today for this episode of TRF Dog Talk. Of course, if you guys enjoyed this video, I have plenty more videos like this on the channel 3 times a week. I have instructional videos. I've got crazy fishing challenges. I've got tournaments. I absolutely love filming my tournaments for you guys as I travel around the country and fish. And if you guys are new here, please subscribe. If you are subscribed and you don't have those notifications, turn them on. Bookmark the page, because it is getting increasingly harder for you guys to find my videos on YouTube, just based on search results recommended and just the kind of overall, pushing down they do have certain channels. So make sure you guys have the page bookmarked, and we'll see you guys on the next episode of TRF.